We are here once again with another episode of Pretty Powerful. We are live on YouTube. We're so excited. This is our second video, y'all. Okay.
Happy to be here.
So we're here, and again, I'm Trinity, and I have two special guests with me. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Karen Bennett.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla Bennett.
Nice. So these are actually my roommates, right? These are my roommates. These are my friends. But there's like a different dynamic going on here. I don't know if you all peep, but they look really similar, just alike. So let the crowd know like how y'all know each other.
So me and her actually go way back.
Way back
To the day we were born. We actually are twins.
Yes.
Y'all probably can tell we are not identical, but we are fraternal twins.
All right. Love that, love that. So what was that like growing up? Like, let's just get straight into the nitty gritty. Like, we're here to discuss like protecting your peace and talk to these girls about, friendships, boundaries, how to navigate conflict in friendships, and what better perspective to have than actual sisters. Not only sisters, but twins. So what was that like growing up? Like, just how was it?
You want to start?
Okay, so I would say I'm the younger sibling, so she was the big sister, so she always took the lead. And she was more of the bossy one, so I was just following behind. Or am I getting wrong? But from what I remember, she was the one taking the lead, and we were following her. I was following her. She was my big sister, so even though we were twins, I still seen her as that bigger sister. She did take on that role.
Yeah, we are only 1 minute apart, but I was still definitely big sister. But when it came to like making friends and stuff, I would say we have a very unique kind of perspective with that, because like at the end of the day, I wasn't, necessarily worried about making friends because I know I had my best friend. But as we got into, that was like maybe early elementary, but then when we got to like second, third, fourth, fifth grade, we weren't in the same classes, so that was like
Scary.
right. It's kind of like, oh man, we got to actually socialize with other people. People were naturally like drawn to talk to us, but like to actually like one-on-one make connection, make friends, that was like a first.
So it seems like you both had similar, perspectives growing up.
Right.
You felt like because Karen is the oldest, Karen's a little bit more bossy. She took on that, authority dynamic, right? She did.
I was like, come on guys, follow me, let's do this. And they were right behind me to do it.
Got you. So like, what's an assumption that people make about like twins? What would you say the biggest assumption people make about twins?
The biggest assumption would definitely be that we are just one person.
Yeah,
Like
that we have everything about us is the same.
And let me be the first to let you all know that is not true. These are two completely different people. Probably saying the same thing at the same time, doing the same action at the same time, but they are
We're like the same person in different fonts.
Yeah,
but like the different fonts matter.
No, they do.
It does. It makes us different people.
Definitely. People just assume that if you like something, I'll like it, or just go to one of us instead of asking both of us how we feel about something, when we have two different opinions on things. They might be similar in things, but we both have our own touch.
We're both strongly opinionated, so
Right.
let's ask both of our opinions.
No, literally. And being such, no, say it again.
Even if it's the same opinion,
Right. Y'all still want to give it individual opinion. So being that you all y'all know conflict is just, an everyday part of any single relationship.
Right.
What was the conflict like growing up for y'all? I know y'all kind of talked about it a little bit, like with the, power dynamic of who was the oldest and all of that, but like, did y'all ever have any phases of, not getting along, or like where it was just like, oh my gosh, I'm really about to choke her? Like, was it ever, and how did y'all get past that?
So like up until fifth grade, we shared a room. So that was like interesting. We handled everything in-house, we like to call it. So we would either duke it out physically if it called for that,
right?
Or we would talk it out.
Not y'all was fighting.
I mean, it was rare.
Nobody got no bruise.
Nobody was hurting, because I definitely wasn't a fighter.
Right.
But if it ever came to that, which it rarely did, it was handled.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most times we talked it out. And we have an older sister, so if we needed to go to her to be the mediator, we did.
Good.
And also something to note is that also when we did get into it, we didn't get mad for days on it or once it was dealt with, we didn't bring it back up. When it was done, and it didn't last but more than a few hours. And then
I used to try to hold grudges.
nah,
Swore I was gonna talk to her. See,
That didn't work, huh?
it didn't.
About how long after you said I'm not gonna talk to each other were y'all back talking to each other?
we'll be mad at each other in the very next sentence. Is like over it, like
It's like because we shared a room, so we would have to get together to get our clothes together. We shared everything, so we had to get together what clothes we were wearing because I'm wearing this shirt because you wore it last week. It's my turn to wear it this time. So you know what I'm saying? It didn't last. So we had to go, take a shower. It's time to do things together. Like
Y'all had to do something. Y'all were still sisters at the end of the day.
yeah, at the end of the day. And that's what I would take a note to my parents. They made it sure that we were sisters at the end of the day and forever keep that bond.
No, absolutely. I love that. So since y'all have such that strong shared sentiment of like, at the end of the day, we know we're gonna get past it because we're sisters, how different was that feeling whenever you started making friends and they don't share that same sentiment because y'all are not sisters, like, and y'all were dealing with conflict? What kind of adjustment was that?
That's a good question, actually, because when you realize like not everybody is trustworthy, like not everybody has your best interest at heart, it's kind of like, whoa, not everybody's your sister out here. Okay,
Right.
good to know just because we are in such a close knit family. But just really before you give somebody like your all and expose them to everything that you are, get to know them a little bit more. Not everybody has your best interest in heart, and you don't have to be, necessarily friends with everybody. You don't have to be rude. You can be cordial, but not get to know the person before you.
Like make them your bestie,
Yes,
just
before
tell
you
them
make them
all your
your
life
bestie.
secrets.
And tell them all your life secrets.
Right.
Get
There's
to know them a little bit.
Yes, and since my best friend is my sister growing up,
Right.
after that, learning that my sister and I have a forever bond.
Right.
Getting friends, that's something else. It's a whole nother
Yeah.
group. I can't tell them everything that I tell my sister. Even
Right.
though I categorize her as my best friend. So that was kind of hard to navigate. Like she said, who's untrustworthy and not, and it happened. She got a keen eye to that kind of stuff.
Right.
She was telling them out, calling out the enemies left and right, and innocent me, shoot, I didn't know.
Yeah, you
but
was
she
like-
called them out for real, and that's why she will be the best friend. So,
Right.
but yeah.
Oh, good. So let me continuing on, the conversation about having best friends and considering each other best friends. Was there ever a time where you all had somebody else that you called your best friend, and how did y'all navigate that dynamic of like me having a best friend, but I still have my sister that's my best friend? And was there ever any conflict? And I know we keep coming back to this subject of conflict, but
That's still a good question
Right.
because it's a different answer, but
Exactly.
similar.
Yeah, so
We
share.
did have a couple of people like try
Wedge
to wedge in between us,
like-
Right.
trying to get us to like pick a side, like that would ever happen, like try to get us to pick sides or necessarily
it's
try
either
to
me or your
talk
sister.
not me or your sister, but like talk about my sister to me like I'm gonna go along with it.
Oh, right. Like try to come gossip like my sister did this.
Yeah.
Never I already know first of all you're telling me, and you're wrong. And even if she is wrong, I'm still not gonna talk about you. That's never gonna. And really, she never wrong. So
Right.
I mean, she can be wrong sometimes, but you're not gonna be able to come to me about my sister.
And we've each had best friends, which I'm not really friends. I'm not friends with the girl, like I said, with my best friends now. She's still friends with her best friend, and I'm friends with her.
Yeah.
She's still my best friend too. But
Right.
like, she's her best friend. But like, they know their place, but they know
They know their place.
their places,
They
which
do.
is not that you can call them right now and say, they know.
But the ones that are actually our friends to this day, like they never even tried to break that down.
Right.
Right.
They automatically
They
understood.
understood that that's your twin sister. I'm your best friend. Even like growing up in high school, we had a friend group. One of them was my best friend, one of them was her best friend. And we was all friends. It doesn't matter who was with. That was just our little quad. And we was besties. But they never got in between us. So like if it was 4 people, it was me and Kayla and them 2. Or
Right.
or if it was only 3 of us, they wouldn't be like, oh, I'm about to take Kayla. No, it was like I know you and your twin get in the group.
Right. So,
I go get my other friend. It was never What?
Well, no,
What you gonna
I-
say?
no, nothing. I was
Okay.
gonna say anything. I was just.
I'm talking high school.
Yeah, no, for real. No, that's good. That's good. I never thought about the perspective of another person, how they felt, but what can I do?
So let's talk about that. So how do you feel like,
I just,
people, knowing that y'all are twins and knowing that y'all already have this, bond that's not going nowhere, do you feel like it was, either A, harder to make friends or at least harder to make like separate friend groups apart from each other?
I would say,
like I said, I just thought about it.
I would say it was hard to want to make friends.
Right, because you already had your best friend.
Right.
I
To
had
have
mine.
hard to want to make friends because I've seen early on how people was acting. I was like, we can be cool, but like,
Yeah, and us being twins can be intimidating to other people, so I could see how they wouldn't want to come up to us because we're always
Right.
beside each other, always talking again. So, hey, I get it, but we're cool.
Right.
We're cool.
And that's also not your problem.
Yeah.
Right. That's not really
So,
my
I
issue.
people also
like,
see it as exciting.
yeah,
It's
some
someone
people
to
see
talk
that
to,
as
so.
exciting. So, yeah, come
And
on.
we're friendly.
Yes, we can be.
Okay, so just kind of continuing on, and we're going to close out this segment and get into some more special guests that we have for you all. But, just kind of ending this on a high note, what would you tell, I guess, people who have friends in their circle who happen to be sisters, whether they're twins or not, and what advice would you give them with like navigating friendships with people, like I said, that have just such close friendships with their siblings?
Go ahead.
Well, if there's any conflict between those siblings, let them have it. Y'all stay out of it. Because if y'all get into it, they'll turn off.
They'll turn.
They could. I'm not saying that it will happen, but sometimes family have their own language and their way of talking to each other. And it's not the same way I talk to Karen, the same way I'll talk to Trinity. And I know, and she knows that.
Right.
So, even though I do consider her a close friend, I still wouldn't talk to her because I know some chicks since the womb, like we said. So there's still that there.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I would say stay neutral, even if they ask for your opinion on it. Just stay neutral. Stay neutral. Say y'all figure that out at home. Y'all both my friend, and I'm not getting in the middle between y'all's family dynamic or anything like that. Just stay neutral, stay cool with each other.
Right. And it's kind of just like on the sentiment of like, I can talk about my family, but y'all can't talk about my
simple
family.
as that.
So,
Simple as that. Simple as because a lot of people feel like that. Even if in the middle of them talking about it, the moment you say something, that's when it can be misconstrued. So.
Oh, and one more question I would love to add, since I have you all here, is because I know of you all's, dynamic. Let's add another layer onto that. What is it like being co-workers? Because I forgot to mention that they also work under the same organization. So how has that been, navigating being co-workers, having to work in the same space, but also being sisters?
You know what's crazy? We have literally worked together, we learned together, we slept together, we've done everything together since the beginning of time for each of us. Like literally, my mom was a school teacher, so she had us always learning together. We was always, like I said, shared a room, so we grew up in classes together. One of our first jobs, working at the summer, babysitting, did it together. Then we were tutoring together. Then we started working at more jobs together. So we've always been working together. Collaboration is really one of my big things. So
and we've had several jobs.
but most of the things we've done is together. So really, it wasn't hard. I don't think it's actually made it a lot easier because I know who I can collaborate with and I know who I can trust when I go to work, which is a big thing for me. And workplace.
And people can doubt the sense of us being able to work together because sibling drama can get messy. But one thing about the Bennett sisters, we know how to keep things professional and keep things home life at home and professional life at the job.
Right.
We know how to separate the two. And people, that's when people mess up is when they blur the two, but we know how to keep those separate. I think that's what's helped us being it. That's why we're able to do it.
All right, well, thank y'all so much for sharing your perspectives. I love pretty much everything y'all said. Like, y'all are amazing. So we're gonna keep exploring this dynamic. So like I said, these are twin sisters. So now we're gonna add another level of that, and we're gonna introduce some very special guests. And I'm not gonna introduce them. I'm gonna allow them to come on set and introduce themselves. So make some noise for our next guest. All right, y'all, and we're back. I know you all see some new faces. So I'm just gonna have you all introduce yourselves and let us all know how you're connected.
All right, I guess I'll go first. Hey y'all, I'm Emily Turman. These are my line sisters. We're connected through Simi Gamma Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah. Ditto. I'm Morgan Carter. These are my line sisters. Yeah.
All right, you all already know Kayla and Karen, so we'll just get right into the questions. So I know I literally just asked this, but I do want like a little bit more context. So like, how did y'all meet? And for the viewers that not really sure what Lawn Sisters are, like, what is that and how does that work? How did y'all meet? What are Lawn Sisters?
Yeah, we're all a part of the Zeta Theta chapter of Sigma Gamma Sorority Incorporated at the University of South Carolina. We crossed in spring 2024, and that's when we all met each other.
Wonderful. So so I know y'all know each other, of course, right? But did y'all know, did anybody know anybody prior to crossing?
Nah,
I mean, she hopped in my car, when the process first
Complete
started.
stranger.
Yeah, because she
But-
wanted some heat, but that was it.
That was it? Right. So, I don't know. Okay, so like, where should we start? Like, did y'all bond just naturally happen because of, the shared experience of y'all trying to cross? Or did it grow like over time?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it naturally happened just because like all of our personalities are like kind of goofy, especially like me and her. Like we never take anything serious. But like over time, like as we grew older, like naturally we started having those conversations about like just life and stuff like that. So it became something kind of more consequential, I guess you could say.
Got you.
Same for me, yeah. Just over time, it became stronger and stronger. Like when we first met, it was like, okay, I can really vibe with y'all. Like,
Yeah,
y'all
like,
cool. Like everybody was like in good spirits. Like it was no bad intentions. Everybody was just got along.
Yeah, we did.
We're still here.
Yeah.
2 years later.
Yeah, it mostly came through the time we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Doing what? Not swear. No, but I love that. So like, what made y'all like click? And I know that's probably like the same question, but what made it like, okay, boom, we're sisters?
We all joined the same tour,
Yeah.
so we knew we had common interests, common goals.
We all be a sibling woman, and we realized and took the time to see what that really meant.
Yeah.
And it really meant a lot to all of us, and that poured into the bond that we formed.
I agree with that answer. I would also say like I kind of click with everybody in different stages. So like the twins was like they kind of had that motherly vibe. They were always like taking care of us, making sure we were good. Then me and Emily, like I said, we were just goofy. And Peyton, I already knew her before we crossed. And then Shalay and Nelly, just going through that process, we got to know them a little bit better too. Stages. Oh, 9-2, yeah.
All of our sisters.
Oh,
She
yeah.
gonna say, really?
I was like, I didn't know now before I called. That's all.
Yeah. And she knew somebody, but it's okay. But
Right.
yeah, we're sisters.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So,
together, was there for each other's birthdays,
Mhm.
graduations.
Yeah.
We made lifelong.
Future pregnancies.
That's right. She gonna be
you
the
said,
first
you
one.
said future who?
Pregnancies.
Oh,
She gonna be
okay.
the first one. She gonna be the first one.
Okay,
Cut
TTs.
it out.
No, but like, not even trying to get too much into, Greek life, because I know Greek life is just so publicized nowadays. Some
Yeah.
things that were meant to be discreet.
Yes.
So we don't want to get too much into it, but I do want to ask, what made your line sisters versus just like your soror? Because y'all are in Greek life, so y'all know how that is, right? So what was that shift of like, okay, these are my sisters, and these are my sisters. Like, these are my actual sisters, not just my line sisters because they were given to me, but like,
So for me, after our process was over and we had our probate and we came out and had our big show, What mattered to me is how they showed up for us after. They was there for our graduation, for our birthdays, everything literally after that. So that's what showed me that they were more than just sorors. They were my sisters for real.
Kind of similar to that answer too. Like I think it's very important. Like when you're going through the process and you're, doing what you have to do, like it's so easy to just be caught up in that process, but then when it ends, it could just easily fall apart too. But like we actually stayed together, like you said, went to graduations, birthday parties, and just spending time together as a whole, like just doing nothing, just spending time together.
It's just the little things, like, hey, what you doing? Pull up. I'm hungry. Bring food. Like going to the pool just on the random days. That's what really.
They love to pop up on each other.
Like they just said, one of our other line sisters just called us and said, hey, everybody's about to come and have a party. Okay. All right.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
Always a vibe, like no matter what.
Okay, good. So, with that, and how many did you all have in your line?
8.
Right. So you all had 8 young ladies. So, you said that most of you all kind of like some of y'all knew each other, some of y'all didn't, but for the most part, it was not really, right? Okay. So, with that. All 8 of y'all just kind of being like, okay, boom, y'all are now sisters. I'm assuming that there was conflict along the way, right? So earlier in the segment, we talked about how you all handle conflict and how it was so easy because y'all were sisters and y'all had that shared sentiment. What was it like handling conflict amongst like sisters, still being sisters, but like not being tied biologically, like these are my birth sisters? Like how was it handling conflict? Knowing y'all are sisters, but y'all are still not like technically like sisters. You know what I'm saying?
When I came into this, sisterhood was one of the main reasons I joined. And so I kind of took this on like, y'all my sisters. I'm treating y'all how I treat my sisters. And when we have an issue, we're not dwelling on it. We're not going to just like stay upset about it. We're going to talk about it. Everybody express how they feel. And I think that's why we have such a healthy relationship. When people get mad, they say it.
They say it.
Right in the moment. They don't dwell on it in the moment. Right now, I mean, sometimes you do need to sit to take the emotions out of it, but not waiting forever, handling it.
I agree. I think like God has blessed us with a group of like very mature people.
Right.
And in terms of like how we handle conflict, like we can all understand that at the end of the day, we don't want to beef with each other. Like we love each other, we went through a process together and we share a bond that nobody else can, understand unless you're indestructible. So as long as you have that in the back of your head, like, oh, I don't want to break this bond, it's just we're not seeing eye to eye right now. And then it shouldn't be too hard to kind of bounce back from it.
Right. Okay, good. So let me just ask y'all a question straight out. Do y'all ever get on each other's nerves?
Of course.
Yes. So obviously I
get it.
Right.
That's y'all run back.
I know y'all nerves not intentionally working.
So you the problem starter.
You think y'all don't get on my nerves. I mean, I got high nerve tolerance.
Right.
I bother Emily because it's fun. Like I genuinely love doing it.
But being young ladies and let's talk about like period syncing and things like that. And when y'all do get on each other's nerves, but y'all are still sisters, how do you let your friend or your sister know, hey girl, I might need some space right now, or like how do y'all take that space when, they're getting on your nerves?
Speaking for me personally, Emily will be like, hey bro, I'm not on that right now. Or like she'll be like, just chill out. And I kind of get it, and not here, but like she'll say the same thing. Where she like, Morgan, like,
Right.
I get the vibe.
I'll text in the group chat sometimes. I'll be like, I'm sorry. Like, we'll be talking about something, and then my attitude like change. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on here.
It's that time.
It's that time.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody takes accountability for their actions and how they're feeling, and not expecting each other to know how they're feeling in the moment.
And we give each other grace.
Yeah.
Right.
Main thing.
Because we're all women at the end of the day. We know
Right,
it's like,
we
we
know.
know how to be in this.
Right.
And we never come with that negative energy or like wanting to do like harm to each other.
Yeah,
it's
So
never
if somebody does mess up, it's genuinely I'm sorry. So, and we can accept that from each other.
What do you need from me? What can I do?
Right.
Like,
You want some chocolate, some pads, some tampons.
Y'all really support each other.
For real.
For
I love
real.
the girls.
That's good. What is it like with all of these different personalities and having to set different boundaries? Because like, for example, like if you play all day, but maybe you don't play all day, or you do play and then you don't play, like how do y'all set those boundaries with so many different personalities on like, this is how much this sister allows, this is, how do y'all know?
Well, I'm not speaking for you, Morgan. Pretty much goes to
day and all
that balcony until she crosses it. Then she'll be like, okay, I'll come back. She'll go to the balcony.
And then she apologizes.
Then she'll apologize when she crosses it. Also, we've spent so much time with each other, so we know who has that kind of energy, who doesn't play like that, and stuff like that. So that's why it takes the time to get to know people.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like,
And not just the social them on social media, the actual them.
Right.
Like naturally, that's just like over time I've learned like, okay, I can play with this one for this amount of time, and then we're good. And I can't play with this for that same amount of time. So I gotta kind of, treat everybody not differently because I'm gonna play with you the same, but like in terms of how long I do it, I just learned that over time.
So no, like continuing on that, like for you, because they're laying all the
You
morning.
seem like I'm the bad guy.
She is definitely the best.
She got big trait energy.
Yeah, so like how do you handle when you've crossed that boundary with your sister, when your sister has had enough of you? Like, be honest, what do you do, or how do you just take a step back and be like, okay, Morgan, maybe I did too much. Like, what is that like?
I mean,
for you?
I definitely have those conversations with myself. Like, okay, I gotta apologize now. Like, I did too much. I didn't even mean to do too much, but I did it. And then, just approaching that sister, whether it's one-on-one or in the group chat, because most of the time we text in the group chat. But so if I do feel like I do too much, sometimes I just text them one-on-one, like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, come across that way, or I'll dial it back, whatever the case may be. So
Okay.
Stay accountable.
But we all know each other, you know what I'm saying? We never more than trying to be.
I'm really just being more. I'm an only child, so it's like I be having.
Okay, that makes sense. This is natural, bro.
Yeah, like all of them grew up with siblings. Like this is my first time. Like,
Right, now you got a whole bunch of sisters.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows.
Before it was just me. Like,
No, that's
get on my nerves. So
No, I understand that. So like, I guess my question to y'all is talking about what we talked about earlier with y'all being sisters, and then now y'all all having that shared bond of being sisters. I want to ask y'all, what was it like having twins on your line and, navigating that already built bond, but still having to build a bond with them individually?
I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me. Like, it was hard for me to separate the two as individual people. Like, as time went on, I was like, okay, Karen act like this and Kayla act like this. Okay, for sure, like, they're not the same person at all. Like, if I was like, they kind of act like no, they're totally different, bro. Like, Karen got the mother instinct. So do Kayla, but she's more like aggressive with it. She's more like, passive. Like, you don't get past her. Karen, she's more like solo. She gonna hold your hand through like, but it was just hard different like their personalities and stuff like that. But as time went on, it definitely got
You were able to separate the two?
I mean, I definitely agree because at first I was calling them the same name, and like, it took me a while.
That pissed y'all
Yeah,
off.
it pissed the queen
Well,
off.
it's okay. We used to
honestly,
it. But if you gonna be my sister,
That's very different.
But a
I
lot
really
of
had to sit in the
times-
mirror and think like, okay, this is Karen and this is Kayla, and they're not the same people. But and just like I have a bad habit of like texting one to ask them both the same question. It's like, okay, maybe I should kind of break that off.
together.
So so it makes it a little bit harder to kind of differentiate. But I'm learning as time goes on, like their personalities, how they differ, how they're the same. And,
like now, okay, I know what they call Karen this time. I know what they call Kayla this time. Like, it's just learning both of them.
Like the other day when it was the fire, I knew not to call Kelly because she was dead asleep.
Right.
I knew to call Karen because she gonna be awake or she gonna wake up easier than she might. So
See, I really call them twins, but I gotta stop doing that because that's not,
It's okay. We don't mind.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I do the same thing.
I don't like when people call me twin because they don't know my name.
Right.
Because a lot of people hide behind it. But if you know my name, you call me twin.
That's just.
And
I am literally a twin.
I like me and y'all twins.
Yeah.
Like that. I feel like if y'all got another set of twins in your life. It's not for real.
That's like y'all trademark.
Yeah, for real. It is.
literally, we go to the twins house. The twins
I love it, so I don't mind it. I don't.
Because what other twins than y'all?
Come on.
Right?
Fair.
No, for real. All right, guys. So just continuing on with this segment. Thank y'all so much for sharing y'all perspectives, and we're getting ready to wrap it up. But y'all kind of talked about conflict resolution, but I really want to, dive a little bit deeper on that. When y'all have conflict or issues, is there ever a time where you're deciding between like letting it go versus bringing it up? And what do you normally choose to do?
Well, I say me personally, if I'm upset about something, there's some things, I can sit on and go away. But if I'm still upset the next day, then I obviously need to express how I'm feeling, or that's something that's gonna fester. So not every problem you have is everybody else's problem. Some of them could be a personal problem. So just expressing that person how you feel and why you feel that way, whether it's how they said something to you or just maybe you just have some past experience that or some past traumas or whatever that doesn't go well with the situation. Or whatever, just come in and them honestly tell them how they feel. That's just me personally. If I'm sitting on something, I gotta express it. So.
Right.
Yeah. And I think I let a lot of things go because I feel like it's a me issue. I can't help what it is. Or I don't really care to bring it up because
It don't be that deep.
it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's really not. Once I think about it, it's really not that deep. By the time I go ahead and have that conversation with them, they're going to feel some type of way. And then they're going to have to process their feelings. And it's going to be 3 days when it could just have been an hour of me just process it and live it on.
Right.
It really just don't really bother me that much.
I mean, I agree. I can honestly say, like, I feel like we don't really have, like, huge issues. Like, it's probably, it's not nothing that, oh, like, she did me dirty, so dirty, I could never forgive her, this
Right.
type of thing. Like, it might just be something that probably bothered that person, like Kayla said. They might not understand why it bothers me. I mean, you could tell them, you could not. It's really, it depends on the situation, right? Yeah.
Like Karen said, I'm the type, I'm gonna get out on the field. Like, just tell her how it is. Like, let's just get it out the way, man. Ain't no point in keeping, it built
Holding
in.
grudges and stuff.
We don't like
At
that.
some point, it'll be bigger than what it was.
Yeah,
Just
right.
go ahead and say it.
Let's just have a conversation.
Right. And I feel like that's something that a lot of young girls today like have a problem with is just sitting down and having that grown woman conversation with your friends about like what you like and what you don't like. So we've been talking a lot about conflict resolution and just how to handle these different situations. So we're just going to keep on going with that, okay?
Okay.
Our next segment, we'll hear directly from the girls because what is a party without hearing from the life of it? So stay tuned into our next segment from the girls.
Okay.
All right, y'all. This party wouldn't continue if we didn't hear from the life of it. So this segment is called From the Girls.
Hey.
This is where we hear what is on the minds of today's young girls. Are you all ready?
Ready.
So I have a stack of questions, different, scenarios and topics that our young girls ask, and that are just. Oh yes, literally hot seat, okay? But the thing is, y'all are in the hot seat, okay? Y'all are giving advice to them. Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right. First question is. How do I know if my friend is tolerating me or if they actually like me?
That's a very good
That's
question.
a good question.
I would say that. Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna answer.
Okay. I was gonna say, when you're having a conversation with them, like about that, about your interests or about your struggles, about whatever you're talking about, just read their body language. Are they like actually listening to you? Does it seem like they're distant, looking for an excuse to get out of the conversation? Like really dive into that person. Don't just like be oblivious to it and just be talking. No, see how they're receiving your information.
Yeah. Are they listening to respond
Right.
or to understand what you're saying? Yeah.
I think also a good cue is like depending on what you're talking about. Me, I'm like a follow-up type of person. Like if we've had a conversation about something that bothers you, and then like I'll follow up with you 3 days later. Like if they do that means they actually care to see if you were all right or if you worked through whatever you were working through.
Yeah, and another thing to look for, are they just hanging out with you when you're doing something that they can take along to? So are they using you as an opportunity? So see that. Or they just want to hang out and chill when you're not doing anything, y'all can just chill.
Yeah.
If they're not bringing nothing to the friendship the same way you're bringing something, then it's like, what's the point? Like, you can't just keep bringing all your energy and your time, and then they're not bringing nothing as well. And it's a one-sided friendship.
Yeah.
It's not going nowhere.
What's the different relationship between the animals? I believe is a mutually
Symbiotic.
It's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Symbiotic, yeah.
Invasive or something.
Symbiotic, something like that.
It's been a long time since we.
But that's
Y'all
kids should know.
Y'all should know the answer to this.
Y'all was cool. Y'all know.
But yes, no, absolutely. Okay, that was very good answers. All right, y'all ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. My friend acts different around other people. What do I do?
Leave that friend
Leave
alone.
the friend alone.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
That's just showing.
I mean,
they're showing their true colors.
That's a superficial answer. Like you gotta think if you said acting different in front of other people.
Yeah, like around other people.
Then that means they're not true to themselves either.
Right,
So it's like, why would you want to be around somebody who's not true to themselves? Because you should be true to yourself.
I don't know. I'm kind of I'm answering like that question. It's like, so are they at their weird 12 to friend as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that like when we're around a different, like when we're friends, and when we're around them, you act different towards me.
Like y'all not cool.
Yeah, like you act weird, or you make jokes, or you just, you know, you clown on me. You just acting different in front of them, and you know.
1, 2,
Literally.
3.
Release them.
Release
They got to go.
Release them. They were never your friend.
No, because that means they're definitely probably using it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
As a friendship.
Yeah. Okay, ready for the next one?
Ready.
All right.
Keep coming.
Okay. Oh, that's that twin stuff. Y'all see that?
I didn't peep that.
Y'all see it live. All right. So what do I do if I feel left out in my friend group?
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Bring it up.
But it also goes back to the first question that you asked. Like, if you feel like when you talk about it and it's not being received well, kind of got to ask yourself, like, are they tolerating you?
Right.
Or are they, you know,
And if you feel left out, like, what do you talk? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like nobody that's like pick me. Like, oh, they don't want me to talk to
Like
me.
they're waiting for the
Right.
floor.
Why are you
Right.
bringing
You know what I'm
friendship
saying?
for us to
That's-
even tolerate you?
Right.
You know,
Just talk to them. Hey, what do y'all do when y'all get
the only way you
together?
can figure it out is if you talk to them.
Talk. That's what I'm
Yeah.
And
saying.
then it's like if you're doing something as well, like some friendship, they have that one person that's like messy or like
Right.
they are so like boy
Right.
crazy. Like you talk to them, and all thing they're talking about is a boyfriend or
Yeah.
this or that. And like sometimes people don't want to
Right. So
all the
maybe
time. So, like,
talk to them. Look in the mirror.
yeah.
Talk to them, look in the mirror. That's a good
That's,
point.
yeah, that's good.
That's a good point.
Also, when you're talking, if you don't have nothing to talk about, don't try to create something to talk about just for the attention.
Right.
If you don't genuinely have nothing to talk about, open your mind to different things. Become more open minded. Do more. Pick up a hobby. Create something to talk about. Not necessarily drama wise, but something that can help with your own personal growth.
I feel
Bring
like
something to.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that is affecting like a lot of young girls these days, especially in like high school, like with
Yeah.
all the different boyfriends and different relationships and stuff. It's like it's nothing but mess around you because you've been to school with these people for like minimum 12 years. So it's
Right.
like you know these people's lives inside and out. You go to school, you see them at the grocery store. So it's like I could understand, especially coming from a small town. A lot of people are messy in my small town. Yeah, but if that's all you have to talk about with your friend is just mess and drama, then that's not your friend.
But also, high school is not forever. Also.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
okay if you don't have friends from high school.
Yeah.
I'm not
very
really
much
close
so.
with anybody from high school. That's completely fine. There's so many people in this world. There's so many people in this world. So
Did you say
the
by
world
design?
is
No, but
huge.
when you think about it, like you go to school with these people for 12 years, like you kind of have to pick somebody within this.
You can be
friends.
right to be friends with, but
You don't have to be friends with them afterwards.
be
Yeah.
friends with
In a healthy way, I mean.
in a healthy way. But don't try to find yourself in these friend groups. If you don't fit in none of the groups,
You don't fit
don't
in.
try to make yourself fit.
And as you
know?
grow as a person, your personality kind of changes depending on who you're
Absolutely.
around. You might grow to be worse, or you might grow to be better. And sometimes, those friends just don't catch up with you.
Just try to surround yourself around like-minded.
Yeah.
Like-minded, genuine people.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would say like something else to y'all point is I feel like for young girls, and this is something that I talk to my kids about at work, is that, I know this feels like your whole entire life right now. When people stop being friends or when your boyfriend breaks up with you, like I know this feels like your entire life, but like y'all said, there's life past middle school, there's life past high school. So just having those conversations with these young girls and letting them know, like, girl, I can't remember the boyfriend that I had. I can't remember his last name in high school. To be honest. I mean, I do, but not really. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think about it. Yeah, like in the grand scheme of things, it's like it doesn't matter. The things that you're crying and it's just so like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how I'm gonna live past this moment. I promise you, we all have lived past that moment. Like,
And we'll keep living here.
Yes.
and you said something that was, well, I think all of you pretty much kind of said something that I really want to, go into is about how do I tell somebody that I no longer want to be their friend, because that's a real thing. We outgrow people. People change. People have their own personalities. I realize that I don't want to be this person's friend no more because of what they got going on. Like, how do I have that conversation with them and also have no beef after the fact?
Right.
I can't stand when people be like, hey, I don't want to be your friend no more. We're not friends anymore. Like, I think that's the most pick-me, attention-seeking thing ever.
Yeah.
If you genuinely don't want to be someone's friend anymore, you don't have to wish bad towards them or hope they don't want to succeed, you can just kind of slowly distance yourself and remove yourself, you know? Don't go to every hangout, you know? Maybe start making other friends in the class, no? You know, you don't always have to be that one person's partner. Just, I would say, don't make it a dramatized thing unless it's like an extreme situation that you need to leave immediately, but I would say just slowly, just distance yourself, you know, be like, we're cool, we're cordial, but we're not on that level.
Don't be nasty to me.
You don't have to be nasty and ugly about it.
Put out negative things in the world because you'll receive them back to you.
Right.
I agree wholeheartedly. I've actually had to tell somebody we can't be friends no more. Yeah. But I didn't say it like that. Like, I broke it down. I explained to them. I was like, you know, I think our lives are just going like two different ways. And it's nothing but love for you. I just think that we're not in the space to be like, you know, friends. I mean, it wasn't nothing negative. I mean, well, the reason that's why we weren't friends was kind of negative. I kind of, you know, envisioned myself in a different light than she did. But, you know, it's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's a mature way.
Like you said, just dissing yourself.
That was in middle school though.
You know, it's like never a friend and like, I don't want to be a friend, but I'm just going, you know, to different paths. Let's just see where things go along down the road.
Yeah, if it's meant to be,
they come back, but like right now, we're just on two different wavelengths. It's okay.
And another thing I want to point out, just because like everybody goes through different seasons of their life, so just because we're not buddy right now doesn't mean like we're not cool no more. Just because she or whoever is unavailable at like they once was. So just it's okay to have space in between your friendships.
And additionally, depending on how it ends, don't go like telling everybody why y'all not friends.
Or
don't go like telling all their business that they told y'all while you're in the friendship.
Right.
Like, come on, you were still friends. You still had love for that person at the end of the day. So don't like, you know.
Because that also talks about your character and it diminishes your character.
And I was gonna say that actually leads us to our next question. So like, is there a way to stop being friends with somebody or to distance yourself without explaining yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can that happen without feeling the need? Because I feel like in my personal experiences, when there's been a situation where I've explained to somebody I don't want to be your friend, or like even relationships, like I don't want to be your girlfriend no more, I feel like if that person still wants that relationship, they're going to keep that conversation going and keep trying to get you to explain, and that can like bring you back into that cycle of like that toxic friendship or relationship. So how do you distance yourself without, you know, going like starting back in that cycle, especially for young girls with like boys or, you know, their relationships and friendships?
I think that your explanation can be your power at sometimes. So you don't have to give it to anybody. It's yours, whether they deserve it, you feel like, or not. So you can again distance yourself. You don't have to talk to them. If you feel like they're gonna come with you with that negative energy, keep asking why, hold on to your power and just distance yourself. Block them. I love blocking people.
I love blocking people. I love it.
Wow. Don't let them have access to you because they don't deserve it.
I feel like genuinely, like they keep asking you. It's like, do you really like take my feelings in consideration of this friendship? Like, if I say we can't be friends, like we can't be friends. Just take my word for it, right?
That's what it is.
There's no bad intentions behind why I don't want to be a friend.
Not right now. And I agree with you, like, especially like in a relationship. Like I've had that happen where he kept like checking in, like asking how you doing, wishing me happy birthday, happy graduation. And it's like those in itself is not necessarily a bad thing. Like I'm pretty sure it's coming from a good place, but it's giving you space it's giving you space for me to invite you back into my life. So I kind of felt bad that I wasn't answering the messages, but then I had to like sit down and have a conversation with myself, like, I'm letting you back in if I talk to you. And I don't necessarily like how we ended, so I'm not gonna let you back into my space. And you're not just how you doing? Happy graduation. That's not gonna be how it's gonna happen. No.
So basically have boundaries.
Yes.
And you might, if you're a good, caring person, you're gonna feel bad seeing those messages pop up on your phone and not say anything. Because at the end of the day, it depends on how.
But that's also how he wants you to feel, right?
It is also a guilt trip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you just gotta be real with yourself.
Lock the legal.
Because like we're giving this advice, y'all, as you know, young women, but let's also put ourselves in the shoes of teenagers. Like it's not the skill that we have now on the block is not the skill that we had in high school, or at least I can speak for myself.
My cut-off game always been strong.
But I think animators, you're talking about kids in school, they probably got to see.
They still have to. You're right. They still have to see each other. So how do they? I guess that goes to my next question. Like, how do I say no without being mean, and then also still standing on my boundaries and still protecting my peace, while also still having to see this person probably every day at school, still running the same social groups, maybe still be on the same athletic team. Like, how do these young girls, how like, what advice can we give them? Like,
create clear boundaries within yourself, like know exactly what they are. Yes, I'll talk to them in classes, we can walk in the hall together, but I'm not necessarily going to see her after school. No, we won't be on group FaceTime. I'm not going to tell her all my business. Create clear boundaries and know what they are. Don't just kind of go along with, make them along the way, but have clear, firm boundaries.
Oh, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just with the boundaries, let them be for yourself. They ain't gotta know the boundaries. But for you, for yourself, know what those boundaries are and know what those people mean to you and where they are in your circle of friendship.
Like for me personally, speaking on that situation that I was just speaking on, like our friends are friends, so we're all in one group together. So I kind of, for a certain amount of time, I knew if I had to see this person, I'm gonna have to see him too. So I think just having those conversations with your friends, like, hey, me and this person not. So just like, I don't want to hear about them. I don't tell them nothing about me.
And letting them know if you're gonna invite them around, let me know. Please put me on down.
I know how to move with them also.
Right. So I can prepare for my own self.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know which way I want to go. We want to start delving into like the relationships or the friendships, but I guess my next question to y'all is, how should a young girl handle like when someone is talking behind their back or like spreading rumors about them?
I have to.
Oh yes, please share.
But it also ties into what you're saying, rumors and also boundaries with people that you gotta see. It may be hard, but start seeing through them like they're glass. Like honestly, like yes, they're standing there, but shoot, it could be a piece of glass standing there for all I knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying you gotta be rude or nasty or negative, but really pretend like they're not there. That has helped to me in a lot of situations.
Absolutely.
And like you know how you focus too hard and things start to like blur? That's what I do. Boom, they not there no more. That's just a little side trick.
It also, that was good. Also with like your self-confidence and like realizing your value, like I know I'm not what they're telling me I am. I know that for a fact. So when they're telling you those things, you know they're not true, and keeping that in mind and not giving them the control to change your emotions or change how you're feeling or change your actions or make you do something that you regret just because of something they said verbally. When they physically doing something, that's a different situation, but you can't control somebody's mouth at the end of the day. They're gonna say whatever. So you have to get the confidence to see through them.
Right.
Their words do not define you.
No, they're not. And that's easier said than done.
It is.
Even the things you deal with in high school, you still deal with the same kind of dramas in real life. Adults are messy too.
The only difference is you could go in your car and like go
wherever you want to go.
You don't have to go to school every day.
Yeah, but you still got your dramas in your workplace and with your friendships. That still doesn't change. You just have to mature in how you handle them.
High school drama, high school
drama
is an event.
It's like in the grand scheme of things,
it's just how you take it,
in the grand scheme of things, like when I look back at some of the dramas like that, either I was involved or some of the drama that people had when I was in high school, I'm like, wow, that is so small. That's so small compared to paying bills. Like that is so small.
Right. No, but even to your point, I think about even stuff I went through in college. Like I remember specifically, I had a situation that I don't know if I want to tell too many details. But I had a situation in college where basically right after I crossed, I had a friend who felt like I felt like I was acting different towards her in a sense.
That's a whole conversation within itself.
Yes, but then I also had a whole nother separate group of friends. The friend that felt like I was acting different was also already Greek, and then the friend group that I did have, they weren't Greek. And the friend group that wasn't Greek, they never complained about me acting different or never felt like, nothing was different, but the person that was Greek was. And I felt kind of...
You want to know why?
Why?
Because you were leveling up.
Everybody don't like that.
Please share.
Everybody can't go to that next level. Yeah. People were trying to pull you back down, but you can't level.
And she was comfortable when she was Greek and you weren't.
And I wasn't.
And now y'all the same in terms of Greek.
Y'all both Greek. It depends on your social status.
Right.
Like if you're doing better than me when it comes to being
or your chapter doing better than that chapter.
It's like, bro, I don't
Absolutely.
No.
That's just when you help, you're gonna have haters. When you're doing great, you're gonna have haters. You
You're
just cannot do that.
Huh? Oh, y'all already know what's where she is. Okay, I tell y'all. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, it was just kind of like, having to realize, I guess, okay, the reason why I brought that up was to say that I just remember going through that and just thinking to myself, like, dang, like, I'm being a bad friend, but like, right after I cross, y'all know how it is. You have to be around your line sisters almost 24/7. So,
y'all got work to do.
Literally, I got a community to serve. So, I guess just handling that conflict in college, and now I think about like my relationship with like all of y'all now, like, y'all know y'all my friends, but I think about my, my relationship with my roommates. I'm like, certain conflicts and certain stuff, it's just like, if that person was really my friend, or that person really, yes, they would have understood, especially already having that experience, being Greek, and then just at the grand scheme of things, just being a good friend.
Yeah.
So
were y'all
I guess,
friends before?
Yes, we were. It was a really odd situation. It just kind of came out of nowhere, but I guess what validated how I felt was having those other friends who weren't Greek and them telling me, like, Trinity,
for sure,
literally that's not happening. Like, we don't see you acting this way. We know that the reason why you're hanging out with these people is because y'all just like y'all. These are your line sisters now, so But that's neither here nor there. That transitions us into my next question, which is, what do I do if I'm growing but my friends are not, or if I'm outgrowing my friends? Like, how do I handle that? Because I guess for my situation with her, I didn't want no beef. I never wanted it to be beef, but I knew that at that point, that relationship had ran dry. So how do you have that conversation with somebody when you've outgrown them?
You said it ran dry.
Yeah.
Don't pour no more into it.
And I stop.
Leave it dry.
And I stop.
And like she's willing to pour something in.
Yeah.
Right.
If she's not willing to pour anything into it, let it stay dry. And that's okay. There'll be, as you have met, more people
Absolutely.
that were more genuine than her, brought more to the table than her. Not that that's what it's about, but at the end of the day,
Somebody's trying to hold you back.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you too grown for that. We two grown women,
Right,
we both did the same thing, basically. It's like, why are we even doing
Yeah,
this?
doing it.
I mean, I'm big on God, so I feel like He puts people in your life for either a season or a reason.
Right.
And sometimes they're just in there for a season. And I mean, as much as it may hurt to let it go, or as much as it may seem like it's just complete like chaos what y'all going through in terms of like arguing and stuff like that, you just gotta understand that this is for a season. It too shall pass, just like everything else. And the people who are there for a reason, like those friends who stayed, they're still there.
Absolutely.
So,
They're still there. So I guess that speaks to itself.
and that is a lot. Don't try to hold
Force it.
somebody on, because that's gonna slow your process down and slow down your progression and your
Yeah, I
growth.
feel, cause like,
Drop it.
I supposed to been doing this and you helped me
Yeah.
back because of this
Yeah.
situation. It's like, it's just add fuel and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
get bigger than what it is. It's like, just that.
And it hurts, but
But it's a part of life.
Because there was a time when y'all was probably like so happy together, like
yeah,
thinking
like-
this was forever. No.
Hey, that's just, and if y'all don't take away nothing else from this, just know that relationships and friendships and just life in general is so temporary. Like, situations, conflicts are temporary. Emotions are temporary, especially like the way you feel now about a situation, you're not going to feel that way tomorrow. Or maybe you will, but even then, so like it's going to come a day. Yeah, it's going to come a day where it's not even going to be that deep. So don't make decisions based off of your emotions right now in the present, because again, emotions are so temporary. Like, and they fluctuate so bad.
Yes,
Don't let
especially
nobody dictate your life. Don't live your life for nobody else. Live your life for you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't let yourself fall behind for nobody else. Like sometimes you gotta recognize, as much as you want that person to come with you and grow with you, and you want to show them the things that you're seeing, sometimes it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Until they realize it for themselves.
Right. And my mama taught me one thing. Well, she taught me a couple of things. She taught me this one thing. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
Yes.
So bring your friend to that water. Tell her, you know what, friend, you're not
See
being
what
a
they
good
do
friend. You know, this is how I'm feeling, but you can't make that friend drink that water.
The damn horse is dead.
Yes,
You can't
yes.
make that friend do their work in class because y'all sitting in class and the teacher talking and they wanna be on their phone or scroll instead of doing the work, and you can choose to do that with them, or you can choose to actually do your assignment. And I know that takes a lot to actually want to do the right thing, especially when you have all those negative influences around you, but you have to be that bigger person to want to do better and be better for yourself.
And I think I like J. Cole, and maybe this is not like kitty appropriate. So how much if you got to cut this out?
No,
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It should be fine for the. We play music with the team. Okay? It should be good.
But he said in one of his songs, he was like, if you give people a rope, you'll see how far like they, Maybe not.
Wait, but like, okay, let's put it in layman's terms for them though. Like, kind of explain it a little bit more. Like, I know
He was
that's
basically
very,
saying
but
like if you could give people, well, kind of he was saying if you give them rope, see how far they'll like. I'm gonna say what he said. Y'all tell me how to clean up. He said if you give them,
I know what you about to say. To see how far,
But how can I make that kid friends?
Yes.
If you give them the rope to see how far they hang themselves.
Basically, so it's not promoting, you know,
not
suicide and
promoting
things like that, but it's basically just saying that,
Give them
like,
an inch, they'll take them out.
yes, and if you give them the opportunity to fold, and they, you know, they do fold, and that lets you know, what type of person they are, basically.
I'm not saying set people up, but you know,
See how far they
see
go
how
come with
we,
you.
ask questions sometimes,
Yeah.
especially when you know the answer. You know,
Because sometimes you just gotta see it for yourself. At the end of the day.
Because people
You trust your
your
gut. You gotta see it for yourself.
Trust your gut also.
Yeah.
Something don't feel right, something don't. It's not right.
Discernment.
Yeah, discernment. That's what a lot of that. Ladies.
Please.
So,
And if you don't know what discernment is, because I was talking to some kids about discernment.
yes,
And they most don't expect you to know what that means. That's just the ability to know what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
Bottom line, that's
And the
what it
in-betweens too.
is. And the in-betweens, right?
Yeah. So with that, I want to thank y'all so much for sharing your perspectives. I'm really so glad that y'all decided to join us today. We just kind of, again, want to leave on a high note. Yes. So we've been talking about, boundaries, protecting your peace, friendships, relationships. I mean, y'all have given these girls so much good advice. So thank y'all. Claps all around the room for that. But just kind of leaving them on this note, what does protecting your peace mean to you? And what's one way that these young girls can practice that? And we're just kind of going to go around the room, whoever wants to start off.
I'll go first. So I would say with protecting your peace is knowing your back. This takes a level of emotional intelligence, but really sitting with yourself and understanding your tics and what things you do and do not like. Really sit with yourself and understand that. And that's when you can, be able to understand yourself more. And I think when you go through different situations, don't handle them in the moment. Take some time to sit away and actually process your emotions. Especially in this age, we're hot, like we're quick to act on our emotions. So take some time to sit on it, journal. That's a great practice. To think about your thoughts and then come up with a plan of action.
Yeah.
I would say protecting my peace means choosing me in the situation, or looking at how I'm going to react in the situation first, looking in the mirror before I start looking at anybody else. What is Caleb Bennett going to do?
Yeah.
How I'm going to react, how am I going to think, what I'm going to do in the situation. So that's how I protect my peace. What's up?
And how can they practice like?
Oh, right. Like you said, journaling is a good thing. And if you don't like to write, get your phone out, record for the voice, and talk to yourself. Honestly, talk to yourself. Do a vlog. Hey, Chad, what's up?
You might look back at it later and be
For
like,
real. I talk to myself.
where I came from.
Right. I do talk to myself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because you're also getting those thoughts out.
I mean, I agree with what both of them said. I think for me, as I mentioned, I'm an only child, so I kind of have like a different take on things. I like isolate myself if I'm bothered by something, so I won't speak to that person, I won't talk to them, and that's just like my time to think for. Like I'll think on that for at least like 2-3 days.
Right.
And that's like I am an overthinker, so maybe that's not a healthy way
Your process
to be.
is your process.
Right.
That's how I process. So like, it'll take me a little minute to come up with a way to approach you, or if I choose not to approach you, then that's my process of determining whether I'm going to do it or not.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, because if you were to go to approach them and you wasn't done processing.
Yeah, because I had done that.
Right. Ain't no way.
And I regretted it. Yeah.
Right. So ain't nobody doing that to you.
Yeah.
Well, me personally, I grew up, I'm the youngest of 2 brothers and a sister. So like, I always developed where I had my boundaries. Just like, bro, like, don't bother me, like, don't mess with me, like, leave me alone, you know what I'm saying, like that. And like, protecting my peace, like, okay, she don't want to be bothered with, I'm not gonna bother her. So just talking, just telling a person, like, communication is big when it comes to friendships or anything like that. And like you said, if they're not hearing you, they're not understanding you, just block you.
Yeah.
I'm good at just letting it go. I don't know, it's just been me all my life. Like, I'm just quick to let it go. But others not like that. So
Right.
like I said, I'm the youngest of 3, so it's like
Yeah. And I'll give my answer on that too. I would say protecting my peace means for me is kind of what you all, a combination of what everybody said, but just choosing me because I understand that, you can't fill nobody else's cup up if yours is empty. So just
For sure.
at the end of the day, I need to do what makes me happy to a certain extent, not,
Selfishly.
yeah, not to the
Not
extent of
selfishly.
everybody else's feelings, but
Right.
like at the end of the day, you're sleeping with yourself. So it's like you have to check in with you. So I think that's been the biggest thing in just making decisions and, in my relationship, in my friendships that benefit me. Because again, I can't give to nobody else if I'm sitting here dry as can be. So, and just again, noticing those relationships that I'm doing more of the pouring in versus people are feeling into me. So just, having that discernment like Karen said, and just knowing how to have those hard conversations. Like, okay, girl, like, this is a problem that we're having. So, I have this issue with you, or when you said this, I didn't like this. So, and knowing who I can have those conversations with. Because you can't have those conversations with all your friends because either they're going to listen or they're not. And if they don't listen, then they're probably not your friend. But, so yeah, wow. Y'all give yourselves a little round of applause. I really, really appreciate you all taking time out of your busy schedule to come share your gold nuggets, the things that you have learned over the years with our teams. We would love to have you all back. Also, stay tuned for our events. We have some events coming up, and you never know, you may see one of these young ladies at our events. Okay, they are volunteers, so just be on the lookout for that. And
Thank you for having us.
This is a wonderful host, by the way. Give her a big show.
Yes, I'm the hostess with the mostest. But thank y'all so much. So, we'll just end here. Follow us on our social media. Stay tuned for our next video. And as always, y'all have a good night, morning, evening, whenever y'all are watching this video. Whenever. Bye, guys.
Bye.